Up and down. I felt like the defense made some opportunistic plays, particularly in the red zone. Offensively, did some okay things early, and then after we had that fumble at the goal line, I felt like we didn't respond to that well and kind of squandered the entire fourth quarter. But it was good to get a win, and so hopefully we can build off that.
It seemed like there was a couple times where Nick was kind of turning his body towards the direction of play before the snap. Is that something that you've seen before, or was that maybe just a couple random plays there?
Yeah, I think he started really hot, which he's done a good job. We got to keep him consistent throughout the game. I think he starts kind of getting in his flow and gets a little loose with his mechanics and his footwork and his fundamentals. And we got to find a way that the entire 4 quarters he's locked in and doing little things right, and he knows that. We'll keep working on that.
Coach, give us an update on Trey.
Yeah, Trey should be okay. We're still taking him day to day, but we're hoping he'll be able to go on Saturday.
Same with Stock.
Yeah, we got to work through that whole deal and see. By the time hopefully Wednesday or Thursday he's able to go, and we can have that whole backfield at our disposal.
And thought to ask you about Mason Reed in the last few weeks.
Yeah, he's still out, still working through his head issues.
Is he likely for the season since he's just
I would assume
weeks?
so. Yeah, I think that's probably going to wait on him until after the season and go from there.
I know they didn't get a ton of carries late in the game, but what do you think about Desmond and DeMarcus Murphy gave some carries there late?
Yeah, Desmond had some good runs there to close that deal out. We needed a first down, which is good to see. And DeMarcus is a guy that we trust to go in a game and execute our offense and play some special teams. And so I was happy that they got in there.
Did you watch any TCU Oklahoma last night?
I watched it this morning. Yeah, just on that side of it. OU's rolling right now offensively, obviously, and I thought TCU played really well in the second half. I'm watching that film, and they'll be ready to go this week.
How would you kind of analyze TCU's defense?
About as well coached as you can possibly be. I think that's one thing when you see a Gary Patterson's defense year in and year out. Those kids are as well coached as anybody in the country, and they know what you're doing before you do it most of the time. And so to watch them and how they execute his calls week in and week out is pretty phenomenal.
That big stretch there early in the third, I think, when Dylan was getting so much off coverage, did y'all expect that at all, or did they just kind of give it to you?
Yeah, we saw that on film and knew that it was going to be one of those games where a lot of that stuff's going to be kept in front of them, and we'd have to kind of manipulate our way down the field. And at times we did that, and at times we got out of rhythm and hurt ourselves.
Does it feel odd when you're just like you threw to Dylan 4 times in a row, and then I think of like 5 out of 6, when it's just like, okay, if you're going to defend it that way, or is he doing it?
Yeah, I mean, when you're doing it, you keep thinking something's going to change, but they stayed in it. Nick kept taking it, so we kind of predicate our entire offense on that, and I thought he did a good job of seeing that and continued to take it.
Now, in terms of special teams, you kind of feel like this is a real huge confidence booster and probably the best that they've played so far this season.
It was. Anytime you make all your kicks, we feel great about that aspect, obviously, and then to start the game with a game-changing play, that was huge. And I thought Dom placed the punts really well, and we covered well for the most part. So hopefully we can build off that and finish the year strong in that department.
I know we kind of asked you before, is Kiki probably going to be on kickoffs now, just based on his performance as well?
I think so. I think we'll continue to get him back there, and hopefully he gets the ball in his hands a few more times. As many touches as he can get, the better for our football team.
You talked about wanting to come out second half stronger, keep up the momentum. Do you feel like that y'all really accomplished that this weekend?
I thought initially we did, and then like I said, I felt like after the fumble on the goal line, the offense kind of let that get them down and didn't handle adversity well. But defensively, I felt like they kept playing hard and created a bunch of turnovers and scored kind of the game-sealing touchdown, which was good to see by them.
Obviously, you have loved Trey's effort, but when he makes a play like that, and you kind of addressed it yesterday, particularly on a first down or second down, I think first down.
Right.
How do you make that point that hey, it's not the best judgment?
Yeah, we've talked about that before, and I think Desmond had one earlier in the year against Arizona State, same scenario. You have to know the situation. If it's the last play of overtime or a 4th down and some desperation mode, that's one thing, but know the situation, and you can't be stretching that ball out at that time, and we just have to do a better job coaching that.
Did you look back at that and question whether he might have broken the plane before the ball hit the kid's helmet?
Yeah, I actually didn't see it. I kept trying to look up, so I haven't seen a good view of it yet. Did you think he broke it?
Initially I didn't, but on second look I kind of thought he might have.
Well, that's good.
Looking right down the line.
If you think that, then he probably did. If you're going with a positive outlook, then he probably did.
Anything else?
Just what have you thought of Cantrell's performance all season?
It's been awesome. As a senior, we asked him to move over to the other side, which isn't easy, and he didn't blink and has worked hard and does everything you want, doesn't miss practice. Just really proud of how far he's come and team player through and through and what he's about, and loves Texas Tech, and so you can't say enough good things about him.
What do you think about him as possibly an NFL prospect?
Yeah, he's going to get a real shot. I'm not sure, what round, things of that nature, but I know there's a lot of interest. I think he'll test a lot better than those guys, even though he's very explosive, works really hard, 220 pounds, can get bigger if he needed to, and can really do it all. We use him in the slot. We use him as kind of an H-back, and then obviously outside. So I think somebody will be really lucky to draft him.
Cliff, did you ever think about what your record might be if you had had Clayton healthy all season?
I try not to. Just straight ahead. Straight ahead. Control what you can control. But it was good to see him make that kick. I don't think he hit it all the way, but he's such a good kicker that he still found a way to make it through. And he's kicked really well in practice. So hopefully that continues, and that's a big plus for us.